So during the tour stops, we learned that MDOT, the Department of Transportation, has really been playing a crucial role in helping to develop some of these technologies and testing them out in the field. And Kirk, you had a previous role leading that agency for many years and helping to move the agency toward that technology-focused approach. Could you talk a bit about that role that MDOT has played and is playing in testing and developing these kinds of technologies?
Sure. So first of all, you can appreciate the fact that any public agency has huge pressures to just fix today. Right now, it's just fix today. And I maintain for a long time, still do, will do forever, that if you just rebuild 1970, then you're stuck in 1970, right? And we're not doing any favors to our kids or grandkids if we rebuild 1970. So while we are rebuilding, we have to be looking forward. And part of looking forward is feeding the research so that we know where is the innovation, right? And then innovation comes out, you get lots of ideas. My test always was, is there a need for what somebody came up with? And I'll give you an example of one that clearly doesn't. It's not one this was one developed in the private sector. In fact, I'll just tell you now, it was a big OEM that developed technology so that the car could lift up a tire as it drove over a pothole. I saw that and said, why don't we just pay to fill the pothole instead of put a $20,000 computer system on a car and have it jump around the road? So is there a need, right? Number two is it scalable, right? Because I have seen lots and lots of ideas, but they're not scalable, right? They're way too expensive and they can't be commercialized. And the third one is it commercialized? Because you can't just do one-offs and expect to do it over 100,000 miles of roadways, which is what we have in the state of Michigan, or 10,000 bridges. Just not going to work. So that's just the fundamentals of rebuilding. So we pushed really hard to make sure that we put money in to research, whether it's materials researchers or process research, or the latest in the last 10 years was this technology around mobility, connected automated vehicles, really working with the big auto companies that are here, suppliers, the rest, and say, what is it you need? What do you need infrastructure to do? And we ran parallel for a long time with autonomous and connected, and they go back and forth. But at the end of the day, it really is about tying systems together. Now, my new job, that's why I actually went to a technology company that's in infrastructure, and it revolves around traffic signals, because there is a lot of technology at every single intersection. There are a lot more sensors than most people even have a notion of. And if you look at it from the energy perspective, it's about how do you keep that flow moving? So you eliminate the congestion, you eliminate the bottlenecks, and you keep traffic moving wherever it's intended to go without stopping. So you increase that fuel efficiency. And frankly, at the end of the day, it's about safety and it's about saving lives, right? So all of the pieces we've talked about, if you come back to the community, it's about safety. It's about safety for all those different pieces. You know, on a roadway perspective, last year in the U.S., we killed 37,360 people. Well, in what realm is that ever acceptable? It's not. I mean, so there's got to be a component in there of safety as well. So from a public agency perspective, I advocate that you have to be looking forward. You have to dedicate, 0.5%, 1% of your budget into some kind of research that says, how are we doing it better?